Good morning, everyone. In today's session, we will be dealing with what is capacity planning, process of capacity planning, importance of capacity planning, what is quality control definition, and the objectives of quality control. These will be the things which will be dealt in today's module. So, let's see the definition of capacity planning. Capacity planning refers to determining what kind of labor and equipment capacities are required and when they are required. Capacity is usually planned on the basis of labor or machine hours available within the plant. So, it is one of the integral part of production planning and control. And capacity planning and control is the process of establishing, measuring, monitoring, and adjusting the level of capacity in order to execute all the manufacturing plans and schedules in best possible manner. And if you check the capacity planning strategy, there are three strategies. First one is called lead strategy, the second one lag strategy, and the third one match strategy. Lead strategy means we are anticipating an increase of demand for the product and we are adding the capacity or increasing the capacity. So, based on the forecast or an anticipation that the demand may increase, we are already increasing the capacity of production. That is called lead strategy. Lag strategy, we are adding capacity only when our production units are running full capacity and we are not able to meet the increasing demand. At that time, when you are adding the capacity, that is called lag strategy. And the last one, batch strategy, it is adding capacity in small amounts in response to the changing demand. So these are the three different planning strategies: lead, lag, and match. Before going to the importance and process of capacity planning, let's see three different words which are being used in relation to capacity or which are called types of capacity. The first one is maximum capacity. Maximum capacity means the highest rate of output a process or activity can achieve. That is, the maximum up to which a production unit can produce is called maximum capacity. Second one is effective capacity. It identifies the output rate that managers expect for a given activity or process. So it is not the maximum level, it is what is expected from the production to make the cost effective and the quality of high standards. And the last one is demonstrated capacity. It deals with actual rather than planned production. What is actually produced? That is called demonstrated capacity. So there are three capacity: maximum capacity. The maximum output which can be produced by a process is called as maximum capacity. Effective capacity, it is the output rate that the manager expects from a given activity or a process. Demonstrated, which is the actual production which is happening. Okay, actual capacity which deals with the actual production. So these are different types of capacity. So what is capacity planning? What are the different planning strategies? There are three: lead, lag, and match. And there are three types of capacity: maximum capacity, effective capacity, and demonstrated capacity. This is just for your understanding. Now let us see what are the process which is involved in capacity planning. Okay. These are the stages of capacity planning. First one, demand forecasting. Demand forecasting means based on the previous experiences or based on the effective capacity and sales planning, a demand forecast will be done. A demand forecast establishes link between the internal management of the firm and its external environment. Okay. our capacity and what is the demand. We are linking both and making a demand forecast. That is the first step, which is called as develop a detailed estimate of demand. Okay, in case of multiple products being made, in those case the company will use this demand forecasting in order to prioritize which product to be made. Okay, so the priority of different product will be changing according to the resources and the demand which is existing in the external market. Now, once this demand is given or forecasted or estimated, we will translate the demand into capacity requirements. That is nothing but capacity decisions. The demand forecasting will be translated into a measure of capacity needed. The type of capacity required depends upon the products and service which the enterprise intends to produce or provide. Okay, so basically based on the demand we will be fixing on the what are the products which the enterprise should be producing or should provide. Once that is done, the next step is analyze the existing capacity across all relevant resources. What is our demonstrated capacity or what is our actual capacity which we are utilizing? We will be looking into it, and after that we will be estimating the gap between the capacity and demand. That means what is the actual demand and what we are providing. So facility planning is something where the capacity decisions automatically lead to the setting up of necessary facilities in order to produce goods and services. And this is based on the previous steps like demand forecasting and capacity decisions. It can be either done by expansion of the existing capacity or by contraction of existing facilities. So that is what will happen in the third and fourth stage. And in the fifth stage, we will develop a strategy for aligning the capacity and demand. That is, decisions will be made based on the demand, capacity decision, and the facility planning. And the decisions, once made, will be implemented. So, based on the detailed study of the economic impact of resources requirement, we will be planning for the actual capacity. So these are the stages of capacity planning. First one, we will have a demand, then demand will be converted into capacity requirement. We will be checking what are the existing capacity and the resources which are available. Estimate the gap between the capacity and demand. Here we will be either focusing on increasing the capacity or reducing our capacity. Next one is, after this we will be developing a strategy to meet the capacity and demand. So these are the different stages or process of capacity planning. Next one is importance of capacity planning. First one is when we are planning for the capacity which we are going to utilize, we will be able to minimize the resource cost. It helps us to see which are the individuals and the process which is needed in order to produce the product, and capacity planning helps a business entity to make choices about the resource management so that you can minimize the resource cost. Second one, information. It helps to accumulate digital information on a regular basis, and that will move for the beneficial of the growth of the company. Then it will help in monitoring the cost. And the next one ensures availability. It will help to plan for new products or product lines or new projects which we can take. Last one, production cycle. Next one, production cycle. Capacity planning helps to maintain the necessary production cycle so that it does not have to stay behind during high demands. Next one, managing skills inventory. It is linked with the skills inventory of a team, and it informs which member has the necessary skill for a particular job. that can also be done using capacity planning. And the last one, new locations, whether we have to go for new location, is it possible for us to expand. So this things can be predicted using capacity planning. So these are the importance. First one, minimize resource costs. Second one, information. Third one, monitoring costs. Fourth one, ensures availability. Fifth one, production cycle. Sixth one, managing skills inventory. And the last one, new locations. So this is about capacity planning. So we have dealt with what is capacity planning, what are the different types of strategies which are used in capacity planning, what are the different process of capacity planning, and then we came across what is the importance of capacity planning. So the last topic of this session is quality control. In this session, we will be just looking into what is the definition of quality control and the objectives of quality control. The methods which are used for quality control will be dealt in detail in the coming sessions. So let us see what is quality control. Quality control includes techniques and systems for the achievement of required quality in the article produced and for the elimination of substandard goods. As told earlier, quality is something which is being defined by the customer specification or by the customer. Uh, According to the requirement, we have to make ensure that the quality is up to that standard, and it quality control helps to make sure that we are getting the required quality, and it helps for eliminating the substandard goods. What are the objectives of quality control? First one, it helps in establishing quality standards. Second one, smooth production. Third one, it will help you to know whether the production process is going according to the plan or it is deviating from the production process. Fourth one, it finds out the reasons for low productivity. And last one, segregation of defective products. So first, quality standard. What should be the desired quality standards which should be set by a production unit? Quality control will decide. Then once the quality control is in place, it will make sure that the processes are going smoothly without any problems. Next, find out deviation, that is whether the actual production plan is being followed throughout, will be checked. Then causes for low productivity, and last one, to detect the defective products. So that's all about today's session. So what is capacity planning, importance of capacity planning, process of capacity planning, and what is the definition of quality control and the objectives we have dealt in today's session. Hope you understood. In case of any doubts, please feel free to contact. Thank you very much.